One thing I noticed when I first walked into this antique store were the cassettes here at the bottom. After I filmed this segment, I went ahead and I looked up a couple of these cassettes. Granted, they were only $1, but for reselling, that's a pretty good price. Something I stopped looking up a long time ago were Hess trucks. The reason being, whether it be new or used, so many people thought that these were going to be highly collectible in the future and have a great value, that they kind of flood the market. Do they hold a little bit of value? They do, but not as much as you might think. Don't get me wrong, I was a true fan of that holiday song coming on each and every year. I even had a couple of those trucks. But, unfortunately, I do pass on them. One thing I don't pass on anymore is Lennox brand. Specifically, they make a lot of holiday ornaments. Last year I went to an estate sale and I picked up a brand new Lennox Angel in the box for about $3. 3 or 4 weeks later, right around the holidays, I went ahead and I sold it for $75 plus shipping. So now whenever I see those kinds of boxes, I never pass up an opportunity to look up what's inside. Glassware is highly collectible, especially in bottled form. People like to collect all different types of bottles from all different types of manufacturers, and in antique stores you can find a great many of them, depending on the local brands and the local companies. So always be on the lookout. One area that I've looked into more recently is paper ephemera. A lot of this is sheet music that is playable, and depending on if it was widely available at the time or if it's more rare, you could potentially find some pretty good value in this, even though it might not look like it. Another area that I'm also interested is old photography, printable, also slides, and negatives. This is a highly collectible market that I never knew that existed. If you can identify the people, the buildings, the places, the location, the vehicles in the photos and label it accordingly, people would pay a pretty good price for specific photos of a different time period. We've passed this section a couple times. It's all vintage Christmas items. People love their past, they love their childhood. I'm one of those people. And especially if you can see something from the past that makes you happy, you're gonna buy it. And in this case, not only collectors, but individuals will buy these pieces, bring them home, and put them on display during the holidays. The items in this glass case are all salt and pepper shakers, and they were selling the pairs for $10. You would be very surprised as far as finding rare salt and pepper shakers that go for astronomical amounts of money because they're unique and they're different. So it's a highly collectible market that people truly enjoy. So when you go to estate sales or you go to yard sales, be sure to find the salt and pepper shakers and look them up. You'll never know what you might find. Something where I feel completely out of my element, dishware. It has a very highly collectible market. It has a lot of different prints, a lot of patterns, a lot of different companies involved, and a lot of different sets. Am I very familiar with this? No. Am I happy to learn about it? Yes. But for the time being, for me, this is all very heavy materials to ship, and I'm always afraid of it breaking. So unfortunately, I do pass on this category. Thank you for watching all the way through to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that like button. If you had any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. If you had a really great time, be sure to share the video with a friend and click that subscribe button. As always, my name's Tom, and this has been TRB Collectibles.